Welcome to Travel Chat. This week, I was thrilled to be able to chat with Must Love Travel's director, Laura Sheely. We discussed her recent trip to Walt Disney World, including a few items that you'll want to make sure you have ready when it's time to pack your suitcase for your next vacation. Let's take a look at what she had to say. So, Laura, I know you
Yes.
just got back from Disney World. And I'm curious to hear about your travel experience because I'm sure traveling right now looks a little different than it did a year ago.
Yeah.
And it will be for a while. So, can you talk to me about what are some of the experiences you had when packing and getting ready and traveling from Ohio to Disney World?
Yeah, sure. I flew to Disney World, and I'm going to be flying again in December. But I went on Frontier Airlines, which was fantastic. But when I was getting ready, you're right, packing was a little bit different because you think about it a little bit different, you know. So some of the first things that I did was get my Clorox wipes and my Purell. I had stacked up on this. I was kind of a fortunate person because I had to stock up on these when my mom was ill. So
You
we
had
had
some.
a ton of
Yeah.
these there. So I took the smaller version in my suitcase. So, that takes up a little bit of space. So you had to kind of plan with that a little bit. Okay, so I also take these Purell wipes and I put this in my backpack because I take my backpack on the plane. And I also have Clorox wipes too in a smaller package like this. So when I get on the plane, I wash it all down. And I have to say, Frontier, there was not a speck of dirt on our little Clorox
Even
wipes.
after you wiped it all down.
No, not at all. And we did
That's
like
great.
everything, even the wall by the window and the whole seat, the seat
Mhm.
belt, every single thing. It was a very clean plane. So that always goes. And then this just kind of hangs out in my backpack.
Mhm.
Um, and then I bought plenty of the smaller things to attach to your purse. Got
Mhm.
that. And
I've always loved those.
yeah, these are cool. This was peach Bellini. So it really smelled good. It was good while I was, out and about. But I had an extra one. You
Mhm.
probably, we were there, excuse me, 5 nights. And I did not even use the whole one of these. But because at the rides, there's plenty of hand sanitizer. So we utilized that whenever we could at the rides or even at the hotel. So this was just kind of extra if I wanted to do something extra
Mhm.
on top of it, and it was available. The other thing I pre-planned was, I thought this was kind of cool. It's not necessarily a COVID thing, but I have an Apple Watch.
Mhm.
So I bought the Magic Band slide. So
Oh,
here's
cool.
my Magic Band. I took the middle out and you put it there so you don't have to wear two bands. And of
Cool. I've
course,
heard of
this is
those.
available on Etsy. So when you're wearing it, you just, tap there.
Mhm.
So that was just one less thing I had to pack, was this extra thing. And I got a Mickey band, so I didn't really have to change my bands too often as
Cute.
well. And then because a lot of things now are, uh, paperless and you're using your phone probably more than you would have in the past, I ordered a battery pack. And this
Oh,
particular one has the cord right in it. So you can literally hold it with your phone, but a lot easier to carry. So I did that because I figured, there's no charging stations around Disney. And I didn't want to carry a cord again and all that extra stuff, but I knew I'd be using my phone probably more with mobile ordering and, rides and all that type of thing. Um, Also, I packed lots and lots of masks. So I had the opportunity to be at one of the Disney discount stores before I went. So I purchased some Disney masks. I purchased some while I was down there. They have really cute ones.
oh.
Yeah, really, really cute ones. But one thing that I did on the plane is I went and bought plenty of these for my trip, at least two for every day.
Are those the
And
surgical? Those are the surgical.
Yeah, these came in individual wrapped packages. I got them at CVS. So they were easy to pack. They wouldn't get dirty and, you know, all that kind of stuff. They're individual. And I had 2 in my backpack and the rest were in my suitcase, because on the plane, and this was just my choice, no reason to do that. There's actually been articles out that say plane travel is very, very safe. But I would put this underneath a regular mask, and I actually have a nice, really cotton mask that I did. So I would just double it up for the plane ride.
Gotcha.
Plane flight, I guess it's not a ride, but plane flight. So I would do that. It was extremely hot when we were down there and very humid. And I have to say, the mask didn't bother me. And I thought it would have, because these are a cotton heavy mask. But I saw a lot of people with these on at the parks because they are very lightweight. So you may want to, even if you don't wear them every day, you want to wear some cute ones, you may want to invest in these and bring them even to the park, even, you know, in your backpack or your bag. As far as masks.
I feel that you were going through more masks in one day because you were wearing them constantly than maybe if you were just popping around town doing errands.
Not really, because you have one on, you're supposed to keep it on the whole time, except when you're eating. So, you know, by the time we headed back, we were at our resort in our rooms, so we didn't need it. I didn't change mask at all throughout the day. It didn't get sweaty or anything like that, which I was surprised. The rest of me was very sweaty, but not the mask. I think it was just because it was just normal. Now, I did buy, there's a plastic nose thing. I don't know where it is right now, but you can put it under your mask that keeps it farther away. Those do work well, but because it's plastic, it was a little bit, you know, it would slide a little bit.
Gotcha.
So, but it worked fine as well. But there's plenty of masks there to get, and they're all individually wrapped at Disney as well. The other thing I thought about, and I purchased a new one, but was the bag that I was going to carry. This is a over-the-shoulder bag, and you might say, well,
your day bag, like just
yeah, like what I would take to the park to put my mask or whatever in. And I already had a different one. It was solid black, but I got this one because I thought it was cute. But the reason why I'm bringing this up is because you are out in contact with people. So when we would get back to the hotel room, we would take our Clorox wipes and wipe everything down, because maybe this was on the table, maybe it was on your chair. You know, you don't really know where it was. And so that was something that we took as well, and it just wipes down real easily, and just wipe down everything that we used out in the park. And that might be a little extra precaution. Also getting off of the plane, I'm kind of skipping back, but getting off of the plane, those clothes, in order to save space in our suitcase, we wanted to wear those again. So we did take Tide pods.
okay.
And we washed those clothes at the resort while we were by the pool one evening. So it was, you know, you weren't really taking anything back. Plus, in addition, these are great to wipe off all your suitcases with as well. So you're not bringing those into your hotel room and also back home. So those were a couple items that, you know, I thought were really good to take, that I had taken before, but not to the extent. You know, I had taken these on the plane before, and Clorox wipes, but not really thinking through it,
Right.
and what they're supposed to take and whatnot. So it was a little bit more stressful, but not quite. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't terrible.
Well, I know you had a really good time, so it couldn't have been too bad.
Yeah, it wasn't bad at all. You know, I don't like really hot weather, and it was quite a surprise for October to be that humid. And it, you know, I shouldn't be surprised because it's the tail end of hurricane season, and we had a hurricane out in the, you know, Mexico area and whatnot during that week. But as far as getting around the parks and everything, you didn't have all those crowds, so it made it not so bad. You know, we were going in and out of air conditioning. They had all the air conditioning working and that type of stuff. So it was fine. It was fine.
That's good.
Yeah, it was good.
So I know you have another trip coming up very
Mhm.
soon with your grandson for his very first visit to Disney World, and you're going to be flying with him, and he is going to be just about a year
Right.
at the time.
Hmm.
What kind of things are you doing in preparation of traveling with a baby?
Well, that's a good idea. So I would take everything that I was going to take, but there's a couple additional things, and I saw this, with people with strollers at the airport. So I ordered stroller covers because you can take your stroller to the gate and then they'll put it under and then they'll bring it back up. So rather than having all this stuff coming on, I ordered the stroller cover and the car seat cover because he's obviously has to have a car seat while we're down there, because we are actually staying off property this particular time. So we're renting a car. So what do you know? We have family to visit and whatnot. So we needed a car. So we have to have the car seat. So I would take that as well. And I would take additional changes of clothing for the baby throughout the day. But one nice thing, Jenny, is that each of the parks has a child care center. And
Mm.
they keep all of the things. They keep diapers, they keep food. You can nurse in there if you're a nursing mom, and those type of things. So those are at every single park, usually toward the beginning of the park. I know Magic Kingdom off the top of my head is by the Crystal Palace. So some of those things will be there, but all of the things that you have to take normally with a baby that you would normally take. But the only additional thing would be things to protect the stroller,
Right.
that type of stuff, and Clorox wipe everything down.
Yeah.
One thing I noticed on the plane when we were boarding, and I think you and I have talked about this before, but they board from the back of the plane to the front. And I'm like,
Brilliant.
an idea. Why didn't they do that before?
Why don't they always do that? Makes so much more sense.
Right. They're not, touching people, your arm's not getting, all
You're
this
getting
stuff.
whacked with someone's backpack and
Crazy. It was crazy. I thought that was okay, duh. So yeah.
Did you feel that made the boarding process take any longer I mean, it's
It took
probably
less time.
less time, right?
Yeah, less time.
Even with people being a little more careful. So it was brilliant.
Yeah, I know. It took totally less time. And and they were very accommodating. I thought that people, the other thing when you're boarding a plane, you're not getting any food or drinks on the plane. So you do need to get that once you get through the checked area, through security. You do need to get a drink or some snacks, that type of thing to have with you for sure.
Yeah. The big question is, do they let you bring on a little nip so you can make your own cocktail when
They do not.
They don't.
They do not. It's against federal regulation to do that.
Yeah.
So I can't say that I've never done that. Yeah, they don't let you do that.
Gotcha.
That would probably solve all the problems for everybody.
I know.
And you have to have good faith in Americans because everybody was very respectful of one another. I've heard of all these, people yelling at each other because they didn't have a mask on or something. I didn't see any of that there. So I didn't see any at the airport or anywhere. So I came home feeling very excited to travel more because it was so easy. It was, people getting back out. And I was, at one point, because I've been to Disney a million times, just sat there and watched people having a really good time. And it was like, wow, this is cool.
Well, I loved all your pictures because there was hardly anyone behind you.
In the picture, yeah.
So that's so cool.
No photo bombers, that's for sure.
That's fun.
Yeah, it was good. It was really good.
Awesome.
It was a good time. I had a good time.
Good.
I can't wait to go again.
Well, thank you, Laura. It's always fun to talk to you about your trips, and we really appreciate you sharing all of your information.
Sure, no problem. I'll share when I get back in December.
I can't wait. All right, I'll see you later.
Bye.
Thanks to Laura for sharing her packing and travel tips. And thanks to all of you for taking the time to check out this week's Travel Chat. We're always excited to bring you information and updates as more destinations continue to welcome back travelers.